Okay, now we're inside the hosting account for the Best Pizza in Whittier. Now, if you don't have a hosting account, you're going to have to contact either, I use Liquid Web. You can get a pretty inexpensive and really solid hosting account with Liquid Web. You can get a HostGator account. I don't suggest you use GoDaddy or any of those, like Namecheap offers hosting, I believe. I wouldn't use those. I'd use either HostGator or Liquid Web. Okay, so once you set up your account for your domain, which is something, there's so many different varieties of servers, I can't possibly do a video on every one of those. So you're going to be kind of on your own as far as getting a hosting account set up. But remember, I showed you the address in the last video of where you need to, direct your domain name. That address can be, will be given to you by your hosting account. So you just want to make sure that you ask them for all that pertinent information. Now, once you have a hosting account, the easiest way to navigate is through a cPanel, and that's what I'm using here in this video. It's a cPanel. It's a control panel. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is go to the database wizard. I need to create a database so that my local script can store all the appropriate information. Okay, so we're going to put local. I'm just going to put something in here. Okay, and we'll put next step. We're going to have a username, so we'll have okay, and then I'll put a password in here. All right, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to create my user. All right, and then the last step, and this is what I need to note right here. I need to make sure I have this information for my script. So I always just kind of put everything on a notepad while I'm working. Okay, put your password in there. Don't forget your password. You also want to click all privileges, hit next step, and that's pretty much it. Right here, my user was added with all privileges. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I can go back to my cPanel. And basically inside of here, I think we're pretty much done. So that was pretty easy, right? I mean, we're just setting up a database, adding a user, and then giving them all privileges. All right. Now, the next thing we need to do is go to my file manager. Okay. So we'll go into the file manager, and that actually is right here. Okay. And in the public HTML area, this is the public HTML. You can see there's nothing here on my URL. Let me go to Best Pizza in Whittier.com. You can see there's nothing there, okay? So what I need to do is grab my script. Now my local script, I'm going to show you, it's in a zip folder right here. Okay, it's in a little zip file. You should have downloaded it like that in a little zip file. So what I'm going to do is click Upload a File. And I'm just going to drop that file right in here. And you can see that it's starting to upload. And as soon as this turns green, it's done. Okay, so it's still getting, there it is, it's green. So now we're done with that. Okay, now I go back to my file manager. You see it's not showing anything. I have to hit the reload. Now it shows my zip file. So I got to click on that. I right click and then I just extract. Okay, so let's extract all the files, hit close. Now you can see that all the files have been extracted. Now this zip file here, I usually just delete it, okay, because once everything's all extracted, I really don't need this, so I just right click, hit delete, confirm. All right, so now I have nothing, no zip file in here, and I'm ready to go. Okay. Now, if I go back to my browser window here to bestpizzainwhittier.com and I put /install.php and hit enter, okay, you're going to see that there's some instructions here. Okay, there's a few instructions here. Okay, now I may have taken care of this for you where it says rename the configure -stock to configure.php. Let's go into the file here, and we're going to go into our configure folder, or I'm sorry, our include. Double click include, and then we have the configure file. Okay, so I've already renamed that, so I'm going to probably adjust that in the script so you don't see that. But what you need to do, you see it says set it to 777. Okay, so we need to set that file to 777. So what I do is I right click, I go to change permissions. Now how we get this to 777 is we make sure that these 3 boxes are clicked and these 3 boxes are clicked and those. So every box in this permission area will click them and change them to 777. We'll click change permissions and we're done there. Okay? Now there's one more file, or it's actually a folder, that we have to edit like that. We have to edit the permissions, and that is the uploads folder. So right on this folder here, we need to change permissions and have that read 777. Okay, let's click change permissions, and that's pretty much it. We've edited our configure PHP file 777, and we also edited our uploads permissions to 777. Now 777 will give full permission to upload what you need to do. You'll be able to configure your script. Once we configure everything, then we can go back into our hosting account here and then edit our permissions on the configure file. Okay? But as far as the technical aspect of setting up a database and manipulating our files here, we're pretty much done. Okay? So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to get all of this all set up here so we can start getting our local business directory ready to be up and running.